Okay, so we are going to do the support for 9B, and it says to match the phrase with the most appropriate choice from the list, and it says the slope of the graph y equals 2x minus 9. Now, in the lesson, when we talked about 9B, we had this equation that represented something that was linear, and whenever we're talking about something that is linear, y equals mx plus b would represent that equation. The m in front of the x is always your slope. Another word for slope is rate of change. B is your y-intercept, and sometimes we call that the starting point. Okay, so we're really, if it's asking for the slope here, what the slope of the graph, we're looking for the number in front of the x, and it's 2. It's just as simple as that. That would be our rate of change. Our starting point would be the minus 9, which would be our y-intercept. So on number 2, it says, find the slope of the graph, y equals 2/5 x plus 3. Well, this is written in that form, y equals mx plus b. So m is the slope in front of the x, so it's going to be 2/5. Find the y-intercept of the graph, y equals 3x minus 4. Well, now we're looking for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the number that's not connected to the x. It's over here, I guess either added or subtracted off of the mx part. And if we match that, that's going to be our minus 4, so it would be negative 4. Now it says type this as an ordered pair. And so when you do the y-intercept x is always equal to 0, and y is going to be your point that you have there, negative 4. So you would type in parentheses 0, negative 4 to get that point. Number 4 says graph a line with the indicated slope and y-intercept. You always graph the y-intercept first. So you do this first. We go to our graph and we find the point 0, 7. Well, 0 on the x-axis is right here. Then we would go up to 7, it's a little bit below 8, and put us a dot there. Second, you do the slope. And the slope is 2/3 here, and that represents our rise over run. So in this case, it's telling us, since we have a positive 2, it's telling us to go up 2 and to the right 3, since it's a positive 3. If they were negative, it would be the opposite. Okay, so from 7, we're going to go up 2, so we would be at 9. And then we're going to go to the right 3, 1, 2, 3 spaces. And then we're going to be able to draw a straight line through that with a tool on your computer. So you're going to pick that it makes a straight line. You're going to plot your y-intercept first, then you're going to go up 2 and over 3 to find the next point. Okay, number 5 says, find the slope and y-intercept of a line whose equation is given. Okay, so now we're kind of combining them both. I'm going to write this again. Remember that the slope is in front of the x. The y-intercept is the other number. So in this case, our slope has to be 1/4. It's in front of the x. The y-intercept has to be 7. And they want us to write it as an ordered pair, so x is always 0 on your y-intercept. And so you're going to have 0, 7. Okay, number 6 says find the slope and the point containing the y-intercept, then graph the equation. So same thing, our slope is in front of our x, so it would be negative 3. And then it says what is the point containing the y-intercept? Well, it's always going to be 0, and then it's this other number that's not connected to the x, minus 5 or negative 5. And now it wants us to use the graphing tool, so we would pick that it makes a straight line. We would want to do the y-intercept first, so you would go 0, down to, this is -4, this is -8, so -6 is halfway in between. So -5 would be halfway in between -4 and -6. So 0, -5. Then it says that our slope is -3. Well, we're going to want to write this as a fraction so we can do rise over run. So if it's not a fraction already, you can just put a 1 underneath and it would make it a fraction. So our directions are to go down 3 and to the right 1 from where we were at. We're at -5. So if we go down 3, we're going to be at -8 and to the right 1. We're going to plot that point, and that's going to make our straight line. Okay. Number 7 says use the slope and the point containing the y-intercept, y equals 4x minus 9. So again, we've got our y equals mx plus b. M is 4 here. B is -9. And they want us to write that as a y-intercept, so we put a 0 in front of it. When we graph it, you always want to do your y-intercept first. You want to do your slope second. So we're going to go 0, -9. It's going to be way down here. You want to write your slope as a fraction. So if it's not a fraction, you just put a 1 underneath it. That's your rise over your run. So you would go up 4 and to the right 1 from this point you just plotted. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We would be at 5, and then I shouldn't have plotted that point, right? Sorry. So I would go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1. Then I would plot my point. If I want to make a really straight line, I could do this again. The computer's going to do this for you. This is a really steep slope, so it's kind of hard to make a straight line through that, but there we go. So, and that's how you do that. It's pretty easy. So that is 9B. That is all the sections that we are going to cover for math reasoning this semester. So what you have left is to take your chapter 8 and 9 test. If that's not uploaded, I will get it uploaded. I think it might already be there. And you have to study for your final, and then you're pretty much done.